Hey, hey, are you trying to fly? Don't jump. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean to make you do it. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome back to Ryotcraft Infinity. You know what? I do have to say something. You guys are amazing. I asked and you delivered. You guys are really, really loving those time lapses, and I'm so happy about that too. Because, yeah, you know, I like doing them. They're a whole lot of fun, and they're amazing. I think they're amazing, and apparently you do too. You know, and it's really, really cool. So I really, really appreciate that. Make sure you guys keep that up, you know, because I love seeing that stuff. Anyway, so I got the jar of brain on today. And I'm doing that today because I need my thinking power. I had to use my thinking power today because what I wanted to do in today's episode is actually another time lapse of these guys right here. Yeah, I can jump really far. It's amazing, right? But I wanted, and by the way, these things are awesome. I love these things. And I had, you know, everything recorded. I was trying to put stuff together, and I came to a realization. Hence the jar of brain. I had to... You can't force a time lapse. You know, I wanted to give you guys one as like a thank you kind of thing, but you can't do that. You just can't. Like, you can't force it. It's got to come to you. The ideas have to come to you if you want the time lapse to be good. And it's crappy because I really, really love this design. You know, I really wanted to give you guys a time lapse, but I couldn't. It was not a thing. I just, for the life of me, could not put one together that looked pretty good. And you know, the ideas just have to come to you. They just do. You're like, you know what, this is going to be a thing, and then it can be a thing. But when you're like, I'm going to make one today, now, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't. And I'm sorry about that. I really want to you know, I really wanted to give that to you, but I tried, and it just didn't work. It's a bummer. A thing that happened. Anyway, so I do really, really, really like these guys. These guys are, I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're like corner exits or something, but it does break up the squareness just a little bit. And if you pay attention, some of you noticed that on some of these sides that they weren't even all the way around. I did fix that. The only reason that was the case is because I was making my Patreon garden over here, and I had to you know, extend it out a little bit just to make it big enough for, you know, a garden of sorts. And that's pretty much what happened. And then I finished this side so that this guy would fit, and then, you know, I did this other thing to show you the builder's one, but I never actually did the other sides or whatever. So it was like, all right, well, okay, that's a thing. These cows really love goodbye. Wee. Oh, no, I said goodbye. That's what, yeah, thank you. All right, so anyway, yeah, I am getting a whole lot of mob spawns. I've killed so many animals, it's ridiculous. But you know what? That means I'm getting some hats and stuff too. Oh, what hat do you have? Oh, is that walrus? Give me. Cute walrus, perfect. Anyway, so I'm getting a whole lot of hats. Whole lots, a lot. I have restocked my hat collection, which is amazing. I love it. So, yeah. That's the thing. Anyway, I did want to pop in and show you these. Now, I have some ideas for like these other areas. Do I have any of these? I have plenty, actually. And I don't know exactly what design I'm going for, but I want, you know, basically to continue this, not this design, because this is pretty in depth. I'm gonna have the rest is gonna be a little bit less crazy. Actually, I don't need these here. I need these to be the little carpenter's wedge slopes. So these guys are going to end up coming down. But I'm going to have carpenter's wedge slopes, and then probably the first one is going to be these guys. And it's going to have this little step down effect. So the platform will technically be bigger, but I think it will look better overall because, you know, it'll add a little bit more depth to the platform, and it'll just make it look a lot better, I think. So that's what I'm going to get working on now, and then I want, you know, when we see that, I don't know what other design I'm going for. I think for now I'm just going to put in the wedge slopes and maybe a little bit of a platform and whatever material they choose, I'm not sure. Probably a combination of these spruce wood and marble. These are pretty cool. I don't know how well they're going to work with like a huge area. But I do want to see how this actually looks. So I'm going to get working on that, and I'll see you back here in just a second. All right, so here we are. I've only done one side. That's all I did. I wanted you guys to kind of see my creative process. Because this does not come out of nowhere. There's many steps involved, and usually it does require some kind of an idea. Like this one right here, actually, this started with me. Let me get some slabbity bits. Did I say to fall? I know I did not say to fall. What did I pick up? An egg? Oh, wonderful. Go away, egg. All right, so if we go in here, we get some slabs, some slabbity bits. Let's go ahead and get the marble slabs because that's what I made them for. One of these corners is not done. The Patreon side. There we go. So, yeah, I haven't done this side yet. I was going to build this on camera, but I mean, it wouldn't take too long, but it would take a large chunk of the area because there's a lot of times like placing these little wedge slips right here. Like I go like bam, bam, bam. Like I keep turning around over and over again, and it'll make you dizzy and it'll look weird and yeah. Anyway, so what basically this started with is when I came over and actually let me grab some grass. Ooh, do I have grass? I think I have grass. I have some grass. I have enough grass. Let's put it that way. I don't remember what it was for. Actually, it was for a little bit of a time-lapsey thing. I had an idea where basically I would stand on one of these blocks and I'd have the cam like circle up and go up around me. And it was cool, but it wasn't me. That's like, I don't know, saying that I'm somehow masterful or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's a thing that's happening. Anyway, so it kind of came to this because I ended up standing on the corner of this block. And then I chopped out a little bit, and it made a little bit of a circle type deal like this. So I continued it all the way around, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I expanded it a little bit. So this is kind of where that idea started. And you see, that's kind of the idea with the top part here, which I eventually just kind of kept playing with. And I was like, oh, look, it's an X. It's perfect. And so that's why that's there. And then I was like, okay, well, what if we do something like this? And usually I continue to build with whatever block I have in my hand just to see the overall shape. And I'll just go around and I was like, okay, well, this kind of looks cool too, right? And we'll just do this because, do we want to use leaves? Let's use marble because marble's easier to break. But I just kept going on and I was like, okay, well, that's kind of cool. Let's see what this looks like. And then I kept the stair things going. And this looks really cool too. I may try to implement this in some way, but since I'm using the corners for other things, that's not where that goes. What am I doing? Go away. Stop it. No. Go underneath right here. You know, and I just kind of built off of that, and I was like, So that looks really kind of cool. I mean, it really does. It looks interesting. I don't think it looks as good as that, but it looks cool, right? And then I was like, so what can I do? And then I had the idea and I was like, okay, well, let's try to build a platform all the way around at this level. And I was like, well, that doesn't look all that great. The space in between, you can see underneath and everything. And it just didn't look good. So I was like, okay, what if we build a platform here? And then it ended up extending all the way around the corners. And then I was like, okay, well, if that's what's going to happen, then how are we going to get onto it? And I was like, what's going to happen with this? What is this actually what function? There we go. That's the word I was looking for. What function is this going to serve? And I was like, it could be a little walkway to another lower area. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool, which is what this is for. I think this is where that design is going to come in at some point to some degree, maybe. And then, you'll step down into some other little island thingy or something. I don't know exactly what's going on over there yet. The idea hasn't hit me yet. And I was like, all right, well, that's pretty cool. So then with that whole entrance idea, I was like, well, what can I do? And I just started fiddling. Like, this kind of design took me I just kept playing with things. I was like, well, let's try to break these things out and add in some wedge slopes. And then I was like, what blocks to put in the wedge slopes? And then I just kind of kept playing around. That's all you really do when you're designing things. Don't expect the final result to come to you like, right off the bat. You're not just going to sit there and be like, what can I do to this corner? And then this thing pops in your head. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. You can ask pretty much any designer, and they're all going to be telling you, they're like, oh, yeah, it's a lot of trial and error. You know, you're just kind of putting things down, seeing what you like. If you don't like it, you move it and change it, and it eventually turns into something like this. Now, you may not like this, but I love it, which is why it's here. But you guys can let me know if you really, really hate that thing. I probably still won't get rid of it, to be honest, but I will definitely, I don't know, take it under advisement or something. Isn't that what people say? I'll take it under advisement. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I usually do things. I just play with stuff until, you know, the final design is a wow moment. It's kind of what I do. When I look at it and I'm like, wow, that thing looks really cool. Holy crap. Then that's the one that I choose. And then it just kind of works out like that. So we're going to leave this corner as is for the moment, just because we haven't finished, you know, designing it out. And I'll end up changing this around. I'll have to come back over here with all my blocks and everything later anyway. But it'll just kind of finish either in between one of the clips in this episode or later on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see with that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. But with this stuff, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking maybe change these out. Oh, there was a glitch. I got hit up. Ugh. That's weird. Anyway, so I was thinking maybe change this out for grass. Like if we get, is my hammer in my bag? Hammer? No? Are you not? You're not. Let's go find my hammer in my ME system somewhere. It's really easy to find things in this. You just type in hammer and bam, there it is. You know, it's kind of one of those things. So yeah, we can take this and we can shift click out these blocks. Let's see what grass looks like in here. Do we have any more grass? I think we should. I need to get some more. And me getting grass is literally just taking my shovel here, switching it to a 3x3 and digging out like a big chunk. Just like, oh, I have more grass. What do you know? And then I put dirt here and let it grow back. It's pretty easy that way. But yeah, see, I kind of like that because it breaks up this big old land thing here. This is more like a border, but it's still, it doesn't do much for the grass itself. You know, it doesn't, I don't know. This makes it blend a little better, and I think this works better. I think these are going to end up staying wood, though. I do like how that kind of works. So I think I'm going to change all these out for grass, which I think I need to grab some more grass. Ooh, and I don't know if this path is going to stay here. I think it might. But I do know that I don't want this lower platform to be all grass like up here is, because that's just, I don't know. That's not a thing that's going to happen. I was thinking, you know, marble like this could look good if done right. Mix it up a little bit with some other blocks or something. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so this isn't too incredibly terrible. It's not the worst thing that ever happened anymore. But, you know, we're still working on it. This is not the final design. I did want to bring you in again and show you, you know, kind of how things develop for me, how I design things. Because I have gotten these questions in the past, and I wanted to walk you through a little bit of how I go about doing this stuff. But when you get to this point where it's like, okay, it's not too bad, but there's too much of something, like marble in this case, that's when you know the floor design needs to be implemented. You need to figure something out for the floor. Now, a lot of times I want to know what I'm placing here in order to, you know, change around the floor a little bit and decide what blocks would look the best and things like that. But right now we don't have that. We don't have that at the moment because I have no idea what's going on here. And also this can kind of extend our little stair thing that I was telling you about that's going to go on all the corners. You know, and it can make this, like if you imagine another one of these on this side, it'll make like this cool little M shape. And that'll be pretty much the stairs that can continue down in each of the corners, and that can develop into something else in the future. I think it'll look pretty cool as long as I can get these things right here to actually look right. Now, if we can't figure out some kind of a floor design that will actually look decent, then we may end up chopping it up and, you know, having some kind of a gradual change. Like if I could figure out, well, it's modded. Of course, there's a way, but I could like angle this and start like cutting it here and like angle it over. And then that would create a much, much different shape for this. And then we can have something down here in the middle too. And see, that idea right there that I just described, that came to me while I was recording. You know, just having like an angled thing and then something bigger in the middle. And that is kind of a decent idea. Let me play with that a little bit and see if I can make that work. Because this is certainly way too big of a platform at the moment. Just way too much marble. It definitely needs to be broken up a bit. And that little thing I just described might be a way to do it. Just maybe. We'll have to see. Alright, so you see how that kind of broke it up a little bit? It looks better? Yeah, this kind of turned into how my mind works when designing things session. So if you don't like that, I apologize. But I know I have gotten a few of these questions in the past, and I know I already mentioned this, but I feel like I'm not known as being a builder. It's just not one of the things that people look at me for. So it's like, why are you doing this, Zoe? Come on, man, just do some cool, funny, derpy stuff, and then just move on with it, you know. But I don't know. I have gotten a couple questions in the past and be like, how do you build so good? You know, all that kind of crazy stuff. But what I want to do now is actually this marble, it just doesn't seem to work here. So that's when, you know, if at least for me, all of this is from me. This is how I see things. I'm not saying this is how all designers work or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. Just my style, basically. But the marble doesn't seem to be working. I don't know if it's too much in one place or something like that. But basically, what I'm going to do now is we're going to try something else. And, you know, this is a nature-y base. It's a nature-y thing. It's the theme we're going for. You know, we have a whole lot of greens and stuff going on. And it's really cool. I like it. It's a good change from the blue. I need to change you to green, but I don't think green is a color that you're good with. Let's actually check this real quick. This is something I can do, like, right now. Let's see what the green looks like. Can we do this? Let me have an empty hand. I don't think you need one, but I'm going to do it anyway. What color? Orange? No. What color are you? Are you greenish? You're better. You match the base a little bit. You're more like watercolor now, which is okay. What other colors you got? No. 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 Okay, we're back. Oh, wait, but that one? There you go, Lilac. Anyway, so, that's a thing. So we're going to go back to the other one, which is this one. I think this is the one that works the best. Yeah, I think that works. Anyway, so moving on, as soon as I put these blocks back and be fixed, it's better. But yeah, I mean, if we come over here now, what I'm going to do, like I was saying, it's like a nature-y kind of base, you know, and it's kind of, you know, that's the theme. That's what we're going for. So what if we were to put like some kind of plants or crops here? Like, we can use this for certain modded plants. Vanilla plants maybe for now, but I think eventually we're going to have some of the cooler looking modded plants as soon as I find out what they are and get enough seeds to fill these entire areas, or maybe design something with the plants, maybe make certain shapes inside of it or something. We can play with that and see if that works. But at first, let me figure out exactly, you know, I got to put in all of the water. Well, all of the water? Well, yeah, enough water to, you know, cover the area. I got to figure out where water sources should go. I think we're going to let them drop all the way down into the void. I think that would look pretty cool from underneath. So once we do actually go down like this, we could we might be able to pull off, you know, leaving it open and just looking underneath. But we'll have to play with that in the future and see how it goes. But yeah, let me go change out all of this stuff for dirt, see if I can't figure out where water sources would go, and then I will be right back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and Sheepy likes my farm. He likes it. He likes it. Do you like it, buddy? Do you like it enough to die? I mean, I was going to try to push you off the edge, but that wasn't working out too well. Oh, look, Piggy likes it too. What about you? You going to go off the edge? Yep. Bye. Alright, so anyway, we have the farm thingy here. I think it looks okay. I think it'll look a lot better with things planted, of course. But I'm not 100% convinced. We're going to see what it looks like, and we'll have to tell from there. But I haven't done the other side yet. We may end up changing this out and just doing some kind of a leaf design. You know, just grab a whole bunch of leaves, either fill it in or do just a little bit of marble and then just leaves, kind of like what I've been doing, you know, in the other places. I think it does look pretty cool. Just find some kind of design that looks good. But I'm not 100%. We're gonna play with the farm stuff, and if I end up not liking it, then of course I'm gonna change it. But we'll see. We will see. But let's go see what kind of seeds we have. and what kind of quantities we have. Seed. Alright, so we have Wolfsbane. I don't know what that looks like. Water artichoke. We're not planting it on water, so that's not going to work. Snowbell. Potentially. Mandrake. That'd be interesting. Maybe. They do look pretty cool, but when you break them, you get a little monster sometimes. Belladonna. Meh. Cotton. Cotton's pretty cool. Barley is similar to wheat. We don't really want wheat. We don't want that. Ender lily. We're not planting. We don't want one that can hurt us. Potato from Agricraft. And carrot from Agricraft. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go do that again so I can actually pick a seed. Let's start with the cotton. Let's just see what this looks like once they start growing and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be pretty much what I'm going for. I just don't know how much I'm going to like it. Is pretty much the thing there. Obviously, we don't have a whole lot. I'm going to have to break these guys a lot. Even though you don't have to break this to harvest cotton, you would have to break it to get more seeds. I think that is a thing that can happen. Anyway, I can also go to the overworld and just break a whole bunch of grass. That would work too. Anyway, that's... I don't know. I'm so iffy about this. I'm not really liking it that much. I mean, right now is kind of... it's not horrible. It's really not horrible, but it's not great either. What's going on, man? What hat is that? I'm taking it. I think I already had it. That's always the fun part, just running and jumping. That's the other thing. I like to run and jump all the time, but if I jump onto crops, like I would have just done if this side were done, then it would break things. Fly. Perfect. Alright, so, yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know. I'm going to end up playing with this in the future, but that's the basic idea of how I come up with designs and stuff. I mean, it's like I said, I've been asked this question a few times, and I don't know how to respond to that. Like, how do you think of something? How do you have an idea? How do you do this or that? I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to describe how an idea forms. But it's always with some kind of thing. Like, you'll see something online in somebody else's video or this or that or this or that, and you'll be like, the idea will just pop into your head. What if we do this? Or what if they did this? Then you can try it out on your own, and you just kind of come up with these same cool ideas. I think these might need to be marble. I think that would look good. But then again, if this changes to something like marble, then it might be too much marble. I don't know. We'll play with that later. Anyway, so that's kind of what, you know, I'm doing right now. And I know this wasn't the most action-packed. Wasn't the most action-packed thing. But I had to use my brain place, which is why we have the jar of brain on our head right now. I told you that was going to be a thing, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, totally. Anyway, so, I know this is a shorter episode, and a lot of you don't like it, but some of you probably will like it. So it's just kind of a thing. But yeah, if you like the episode, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more and you want my videos sent directly to you, then don't forget to subscribe. Comment, favorite, share if you feel like you want to. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.